It may not be the most conventional approach, but I think a sustainer push at end of year is a really great idea. My first caution would just be to make sure that your organization is setting your goals accordingly. Obviously, a sustainer push, your donors are likely to give a little bit less for each monthly gift than they do for a one-time gift. So make sure that that's understood around your organization, that on December 31st itself, you might actually see a little bit less money if you're doing a sustainer push. But over the course of a year, of course, the value of that sustainer gift is much higher than most one-time gifts you would receive. So I think it's a really great approach, but you just want to kind of set expectations around the organization accordingly and make sure no one's surprised by that. And then there's a few things you can do to actually do that sustainer push and make sure that it's successful. So one thing I'd recommend is you can always make the default ask on your forms recurring. For a lot of folks, that default ask is one time most of the year, but you can switch it over to recurring on key fundraising days if you really want to make that push for new recurring donors. And I just recommend that if you do that, you really focus on your messaging as well. I think a lot of times supporters don't necessarily know why we're all asking for recurring gifts. So make sure that you're being very clear and specific with them about what the value of that recurring gift is to your organization. What is that going to allow you to provide to the community in terms of services, or what is that going to allow you to do over the course of the next year if they make that recurring gift? You also want to look at the ask amounts that you're presenting to your donors if you're making a recurring push. Typically, a donor is not going to give the same thing recurring that they are one time. Again, of course, over the course of a year and hopefully longer, the value of that recurring gift is higher, but the initial gift might be a little bit lower. So you want to make those ask amounts smart. If I'm coming in to give $100 one time, I'm probably not going to give a $100 monthly gift. I might give a $20 or $30 monthly gift. So try and present different ask amounts that feel appropriate and don't kind of scare the donor away from that recurring option. You can also find smart places throughout your form experience to present that recurring ask. For example, at EveryAction, we allow you to present what's called a recurring upsell lightbox on your forms. That once the donor clicks submit on their one-time gift, it actually presents a lightbox to say, hey, are you sure you don't want to convert this to a recurring at an appropriate amount? That can be a really great way to just present that ask one more time in a very focused way where they're not distracted and they can really have another second there to read through your content explaining why this matters to you. So that's a really great option to pursue as well. And the last thing I'll mention about doing a sustainer push at end of year, this may not be top of mind right now, but I think it's a really great thing to do now, is to sign up for Account Updater. Account Updater, also called Credit Card Updater, is a service that the major credit card companies provide through payment processors to help you get updated payment information on your recurring donors. So if a donor loses their card and gets a new number, you can get that new number securely through this service called Account Updater automatically. You don't have to reach out to the donor and ask. You don't have to risk losing their recurring gift. This is a really, really, really helpful service if you have a big sustaining program. And while you're thinking about it now, just reach out to your payment provider, sign up for this, get it done, and it's gonna work for you all through next year and the years to come.